Senator for Kakamega.
Mr. Speaker, just to guide the House,
Yes, Senator Mpuni.
it is our tradition, custom, and practice in accordance with Standing Order number 1, 2, that if a member must discharge the responsibility of another member, he should submit to the Speaker a written consent from the said member whom he is representing. Could Senator Olekina, who is not a member of the ruling party, UDA, demonstrate that he has been directed to discharge on behalf of the leader of the majority? We now risk turning this House into a school primary debate. This is the Parliament of Kenya. If the leader of the majority is unable to come to the House, the deputy is unable, the chief whip is unable, the deputy chief whip is unable, they are admitting that they are unable to run government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for allowing me. Probably our fears that they are organizing to disrupt rallies scheduled for the weekend could be the reason why they have been kept away from here.
Yes, Senator Redom.
Mr. Speaker, I'm quite baffled by a ranking member of Parliament misleading the nation. He quoted a standing order that means completely different for what he's saying. And I shall read it. Maybe this is the best time for him to go back to school. There is that in case not provided for the Speaker to decide. And number 2 says, the decision made in paragraph 1, and I shall refer to paragraph 1. You said 1, 2, that's what you said. 1 says, in all cases where matters are not expressly provided for by the standing orders or by other orders of the Senate, any procedural question shall be decided by the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I heard the Speaker calling, I will read 2, and this is when we'll go back to class 1, so that you can be able to understand what it means to read. Number 2 says as follows, the decision made in paragraph 1 by the Speaker, and the Speaker shouted Ledamo Lekina's name. He did not shout Boni Halwali. Then it says clearly that the decision made in paragraph 1 shall be based on the Constitution of Kenya, statutes, law, and the usage forms, precedents, customs, procedures, and traditions of Parliament of Kenya and other jurisdictions to the extent that they are applicable in Kenya. Now, the Speaker made that determination because you are not the Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, let us not waste time. I think the problem is that you're getting too old. So, the issue here is this. We proceed and do the work and not waste time. So, Mr. Speaker, allow me to proceed without wasting. These are points of annoyance. They are not points of orders. We're just beginning.
Let me school him further.
School him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mponi Karwale, if you go to standing order 57. 1. Are you aware that Senator Urendama is a member of SBC, Senate Business Committee? Are you aware or not? Just read 57.1. Read around, let me sit and you can read for yourself. Sifuna, yes.
Now, yes, to read, and I will read. This is 57.1. The Senate Majority Leader, or in his or her absence, a member of the Senate Business Committee designated by the Senate Majority Leader for that purpose, shall, every Thursday or on the last sitting day of the week, present and lay on the table a statement informing the Senate of the business coming before the Senate in the following week. Senator Khalwale is in fact right. There is benefit of having been in this particular house for all this time. If the majority leader has not designated Senator Ledama Olekina, as a member of the HBC, he cannot do what he's purporting to do. And Honorable Speaker, let me just finish.
Senator
Let me
Sifuna,
finish.
how do you know he has not?
That is the reason, that is the reason Senator Khalwale asked for a written designation of this particular member of the SBC. He asked in accordance with the standing orders. Honorable Speaker, my last point. Can I just make this point, please? Can I just make this point? These positions, people fight for them. They must know that you must come to the House to do that job. It is very unfortunate that the entirety of the leadership of the majority is not in the House today. If you want to remove Senator Khalwale as a whip and put somebody else, that person must be able to do the work that Khalwale used to do. If Khalwale was still the whip of the majority, he would be here to lay the table. But what you are trying to do is a travesty, Honorable Speaker. It is a violation of the law. It is a violation of the standing orders. There is no designation of Senator Ledama as the person who's supposed to do the duties of the majority leader. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Chalage.
Mr. Speaker, the reading of 57(1) is very clear. In fact, it has been specific on the reading statement of the majority leader. But since it is not provided expressly on the laying of tabling of papers, the standing order number 1, which you have absolute, Mr. Speaker, and I will not allow the former chair, can I finish?
Let me make progress because...
Can I finish just in 30 seconds? Chair, can I finish? Chair, that is why Standing Order 57 has not expressly provided for. But Standing Order 1 cures everything. Mr. Speaker, and we will not allow a former majority whip who will be whipped to lecture us. We remove Senator Khalwale for non-performance. So he cannot come and lecture some of us. He cannot come and lecture some of us. Mr. Speaker, can you protect me? Mr. Speaker, we removed him for non-performance, for undermining the, Mr. Speaker, for undermining the functionality of the majority party. And the party felt it. So, Mr. Speaker, you should just go home to Malinya and play what you call bullfighting there. I yield back, Mr. Speaker.
What I'm directing is that, understanding on the one, I directed you to read the statements.
And I shall do so.
So proceed and then do exactly what the chair guided you to do.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 19th February 2026. Report of the Auditor General laid pursuant to the Standing Senate's resolution on Tuesday, 11th November 2025 on the referral of statutory instruments and papers submitted during recess for the year ended 30th June 2025 on number 1, Mrima Maternity Level 4 Hospital, Mombasa County Government. Number 2, Taita Taveta County Assembly Members Car Loans and Mortgage Fund. Number 3, Samburu Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kwale. Number 4, Voi County Referral Hospital, Taita Taveta County Government. Number 5, Special Municipality of Mwatate. Number 6, Kapkaras Level 3A Hospital, County Government of Bomet. Number 4, Lodwar Municipality. Number 5, Trans Nzoia County Executive Car Loans and Mortgage Scheme Fund. Number 7, Turkana County Assembly Car Loans and Mortgage Scheme Fund. This is for staff. This is quite long, so you may want to pay attention. Number 10, Engineer Municipality County Government of Nyandarua. Number 11, Nyandarua County Agricultural Institute Revolving Fund. Number 12, Kimbimbi Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kirinyaga. Number 13, Nyandarua Water and Sanitation Company Limited. Number 14, Kerugoya Kutus Municipality. Number 15, Tatu Water and Sanitation PLC. Number 16, Lake Bolosot Sports Tourism and Conservation Half Marathon Fund, County Government of Nyandarua. Number 17, Nyandarua County Health Facility Improvement Fund, Financing Fund. Number 18, Ilbacho Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii. Kendu Bay Municipality, Homa Bay County Emergency Fund. Elgageni Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Mathare North Level 4 Hospital, Nairobi City County Government, Njiru Hospital, Nairobi City County Government, Mama Margaret Uhuru Level 5 Hospital, Nairobi City County Government, Marani District Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Kisii County Health Facility Improvement Fund, Migori County Executive Car Loan and Mortgage Fund, Migori County Health Service Fund, County Government of Migori, Othodo Level 4 Hospital, Rachuonyo, County Government of Homa Bay, Rachuonyo East Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay, Muguga Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay, Kisii County Alcoholic Drinks Control Fund, Masiba Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Othodo Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Migori, Ibeno Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Nyamache Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Kericho County Referral Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Iyabe Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Gachu Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Kiogoro Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Iranda Sub-County Referral Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Kenyanya Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisii, Manga Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Nyamira, Nyamasibi Level 4 County Government of Kisii, Isabenia County Sub-County Hospital, Migori County Government, Awendo Sub-County Hospital, Migori County Government, Lumumba Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisumu, University of Eldoret Endowment Fund, Nandi County Executive Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, County Government of Nandi, Turbo Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Uasin Gishu, Kisenje Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay. These reports are too many, so I'll continue reading them. Rongo Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Migori, Thika Level 5 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Lusingeti Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Lari Level 4 County Government of Kiambu, Bagathi County Referral Hospital, Nairobi City County Government, Kiambu County Assembly Staff Loan Scheme, Kiambu County Health Service Facility Improvement Fund, Kiambu County Alcohol Drink Control Fund, Kiambu County Assembly Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Nairobi City County Alcoholic Control and Licensing Board, Uriri Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Migori, Diwa Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay, Nyamaranga Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Migori, Kurungu Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Migori, Miriu Level 4 Hospital, Homa Bay County Government, Palala Level 4 Hospital, Homa Bay County Government, Tom Mboya Memorial Level 4 Hospital, Homa Bay County Government, Turkana County Assembly, Members Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Sena Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay, Nyagera Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay, Makongeni Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Homa Bay, Muhuru Sub-County Hospital, Migori County Government, Bomet Water Sanitation Company Limited, Mairo Iya Municipality, County Government of Nyandarua, Muranga West Water Sanitation Company Limited, Wamalwa Kijana Teaching and Referral Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Trans Nzoia, Chapareri Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of West Pokot, Sigor Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of West Pokot, Sigor Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Bomet, Samburu Teaching and Referral Hospital, County Government of Samburu, Nanyuki Municipality, County Government of Laikipia, Kalacha Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Marsabit, Equalization Fund, County Government of West Pokot, Report of the Auditor General on Financial Statement for Turkana County Government Equalization Fund, Gatamathi Water and Sanitation Limited, Kakuma Municipality, Maralal Municipality, County Government of Samburu, Suguta Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Samburu, Maragua Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Muranga, Kigumo Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Wanginge Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Tigoni Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Ruiru Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Karatu Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Pumwani Maternity Referral Hospital, Nairobi City County Government, Wangige Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kiambu, Taveta Sub-County Level 4 County Government of Taveta, and finally, Alupe Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Busia. And the county governors expect you to go through this in a day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I table.
Next on the clerk. Thank you, Senator Lendama Orekina.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable Senators, we have statements and standing order 53-1. But before we start this order number 7. Yesterday and this afternoon, I've signed so many statements, and I can see the ones we have here are very few. Maybe if there are other statements, clerk, they can be brought to the members to read them out and start the process. Because I think there are so too many that I've really handled from yesterday. So let's start with the Senator for Isiolo County. Senator Fatuma Nduro, CBS MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on the matter of County Assembly regarding the unlawful removal of county staff from Isiolo County payroll and the resulting denial of salaries and lawful employment benefits. Mr. Speaker, the affected staff are Dadacha Silo, Diba Mohamud Jilo, Adan Boru Jirma, Boru Abukar Ali, Rashid Yusuf Mohammed, Godana Ali Huka, Mohammed Abdi Eno, Shunu Abdenasir Ahmed Fatuma Hibak, Sheikh Yahbar Mohammed, Hassan Abdi Haji, Lydia Kadure, Shan Ibrahim Suko, Tume Abduba Ali Bada Mukhtar, Abukar Jarso Mahad, Boru Zamzam Ali, Hadija Suleiman Guyo, Yatani, Habiba Adan Roba, Diba Hassan Diba, Bati Guyo Kilo, Hawa Mohammed, and several others. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the circumstances under which the affected staff were removed from the payroll and from the assembly payroll and denied salary and benefit, including the dates of removal, the reason cited, and the officers and offices that authorized the action. Number 2, whether the affected staff was subjected to any disciplinary or the administrative process prior to the payroll removal, including issuance of written notices, communication of reasons, and the opportunity to be heard in accordance with the applicable public service procedures. Number 3, whether the payroll removal and the denial of salaries constitute victimization, retaliation, discrimination, or other unlawful labor practices, including in relation to employees who may have reported wrongdoing or declined to participate in improper practices, and the safeguards in places to prevent such conduct. Number 4, the current employment and payroll status of each affected officer, including their designation, date of appointment, whether they remain in active service, and the basis for maintaining or altering their status. Number 5, the remedial measures being undertaken by the county assembly to address any unlawfulness or procedural defects, including reinstatement to payroll where appropriate, and the timeline for implementation. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the plan and timelines for payment of all salary arrears and attendant benefits owed to the affected staff, including statutory deductions and pension-related remittances, and measures to prevent recurrence, though strengthen HR payroll controls and accountability mechanisms. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Next, Senator Modigi. Alexander.
Mr. Speaker, sir, request for statement on pest infestation threatening Mogoka crop held in Embu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, rise person to standing under 53(1) to check a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the infestation of white crops, commonly known as marine land meats, and squirrel insect that are adversely affecting Mogoka crop in Embu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mogoka is a fertile cash crop and a primary source of livelihood for many households, particularly in Bell North and Bell South sub-county. The ongoing pest infestation has resulted in reduced yields, excessive crop damages, and significant income losses for farmers. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the extent of the pest infestation affecting Mogoka crops in Embu County, the immediate measures undertaken to control the pest, including whether agricultural extension support service have been available to farmers and access to approved pesticide provided, the immediate and long-term investigation plan to protect and sustain Mogoka farming in the affected areas. Senator Mudigi, Embu County, sir.
Next is Honourable Senators. Senator Samson Chelagay, you have 2 statements. And I can see this is a repeat of the statement you made this week.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, request for statement on the status of independent policing oversight, IPOA investigations into extrajudicial killings and abuse of police authority. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53(1) to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the status of investigations by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, into extrajudicial killings and abuse of police authority, across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, over the years, numerous incidences of police custody, police brutality, and unlawful killings have been reported, many of which remain unresolved despite public announcements of investigations. These include, among others, the killings of residents in Kimwani area, Tindred constituency in Nandi County, during police operations, the killing of 2 brothers in Kianjongoma in Embu during enforcement of COVID-19 curfew, the death of Albert Ojuang while in police custody, the assault of youths playing pool in Nandils Town, Nandi County, and the fatal shooting of Karatina businessman under unclear circumstances in Nyeri County. Additional cases have involved bodies recovered from River Yala and deaths linked to police shootings during protests in Nairobi, Kisumu, among other counties. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the number and current status of pending IPOA investigations into extrajudicial killings and abuse of police authority nationwide, including how long each case has remained under investigation and the reason for delays in concluding many IPOA investigations. So, Speaker, number 2, the extent of coordination between the IPOA and Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, and other relevant agencies to ensure timely prosecution and accountability outcomes. Number 3, the measures in place to ensure victims' families are updated on the progress of investigations and given support. Number 4, the safeguards applied to prevent further abuse of authority by officers under investigation pending the conclusion of independent policing oversight authority inquiries and the steps being taken to strengthen IPOA's effectiveness, independence, and public credibility. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence in suo motu manner, allow me to read my second statement. Request for a statement in the rise in organized criminal gang activities in the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the rise in organized criminal gangs activities in the country. In the recent past, the country has witnessed widespread activities by organized criminal gangs. The Juqua administration has witnessed widespread activities on a matter of national concern regarding the rise in organized criminal gangs activities in the country. In the recent past, the country has witnessed widespread activities by organized criminal gangs. The Juqua la Usalama report by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration highlighted the issue, specifically identified Nairobi, Kakamega, Busia, Bungoma, Vihiga, Kisii, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Tana River, Trans Nzoia, Mombasa, Murang'a, and Machakos as the most affected counties with organized criminal gangs. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, whether the government has launched an inquiry into the rise in organized criminal activities in the country, and if so, obtain information on the agencies involved. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, how the armed gangs are able to acquire firearms for use in their illegal activities and the actions being undertaken to disrupt the supply chain of the said arms. Number 3, the immediate steps being taken to dismantle existing gangs and prosecute their members, as well as measures in place to strengthen intelligence gathering, community policing, and interagency collaboration in order to prevent resurgence of similar gangs. So, Speaker, finally, the initiatives being implemented by the government to address youth unemployment, poverty, and socio-economic factors that contribute to proliferation of organized criminal gangs. Mr. Speaker, I thank you and I yield back.
Okay, next is Senator Andrew Mtata Okoiti.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I request for a statement on medical negligence, professional misconduct, and patient safety concerns at Sinai Hospital, Rongai, in Kajiado County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1.
Senator Mtata, the statement is the one you are supposed to read is on to the Committee on Loans and Transportation on construction of bridges.
I was handed 2 statements.
Okay. You have the other one also on transport?
Yes,
okay.
I have it, yes.
Proceed.
So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the medical negligence, professional misconduct, and patient safety concerns at Sinai Hospital, Rongai, arising from the management of a maternity patient, Mrs. Rachel Letitoya, in December 2025, and the broader standards of care at the facility in Kajiado County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the patient is reported to have presented at the facility on 24th December 2025, undergone induction and delivery after being informed that the fetus had died, experienced continued bleeding with retained placenta, which was confirmed through repeated scans. The patient was discharged in a critical state before later being referred to Bliss Hospital and subsequently Kenyatta National Hospital, where she collapsed, underwent surgery, and required blood transfusion before discharge. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the circumstances surrounding the diagnosis, induction, stroke delivery, management of bleeding and retained placenta, theater decisions, and whether appropriate emergency obstetric care and referral protocols were followed, and the timelines leading to eventual referral
and escalation of care. 2, whether medical practitioners who are on duty and manage the patient who are qualified and licensed, including compliance with scope of practice requirements, and whether informed consent, counseling, and communication were adequate and properly documented. 3, the accuracy and traceability of ultrasound, stroke diagnostic reports, and other clinical documentation, and whether the patient was accorded timely access to her medical records and reports upon request in accordance with the law and applicable patient rights standards. 4, whether similar complaints or adverse maternal stroke neonatal outcomes have previously been reported at Sinai Hospital, including statistics for the last 24 months, including Roman 1, the number of maternity admissions, deliveries, referrals, and maternal near-miss cases at Sinai Hospital. Roman 2, the number of maternal deaths, stillbirths, and neonatal deaths reported at the facility. Roman 3, the number and nature of complaints lodged against the facility with county, national health authorities and regulators, and their resolution status. And Roman 5, licensing inspection status, maternity theater staffing levels by cadre and shift coverage, emergency referral arrangements, and access to blood and other critical supplies for emergency obstetric care. 5, the actions taken by the county government of Kajiado and the national health authorities in response to the case of Ms. Rachel Letitoya, including any investigations or administrative actions undertaken, measures for redress and compensation, and the steps taken to address any previous complaints or similar cases touching on the quality of care and patient safety at Sinai Hospital, Rongai. Dated 17th February 2026, Senator Andrew Mtata Koiti. My second statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, is a request on the construction of bridges that obstruct water transport, navigation, and related economic activities. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation, and Housing on a matter of concern regarding the construction of bridges that obstruct water transport, navigation, and related economic activities. Mr. Speaker, sir, the construction of road bridges across rivers, lakes, and coastal waters has raised widespread concern, specifically where such infrastructure obstructs water transport and undermines the livelihoods of fishing and trading communities. Such a projects risk violating constitutional guarantees on socio-economic rights, sustainable resource use, and proper public participation, while also raising questions about adherence to engineering and environmental standards. In the statement, the committee should address the following: provide a list of bridges constructed over navigable waters in the last 10 years, indicating whether navigational clearance was factored into their designs. 2, the standards, policies, and design manuals applied to ensure safe passage of water vessels during bridge construction. 3, whether environmental and social impact assessments adequately address the needs of water transport users and fishing communities. 4, the measures being taken to mitigate adverse socioeconomic effects on affected communities, including possible retrofitting of existing bridges. 5, the policy interventions being implemented to ensure future projects accommodate both road and water transport in line with inclusive and sustainable development principles. Signed 12th February 2026, Senator Andrew Mtata Koiti. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay, very well, Senator Mtata. Next is Senator Izena Remaretian.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I have two statements. I request to read both with your permission. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, this is a request for a statement on the responsiveness and quality of care at Suguta Level 4 Hospital, Samburu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the tragic death of a pregnant woman, Mrs. Mary Nasayon, wife to Mr. Robert Lekireu, at Suguta Level 4 Hospital in Samburu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the 13th of February 2026, Mrs. Nasayon passed away while receiving treatment at the hospital after waiting for approximately 3 hours without being attended to by the medical personnel. This incident has caused deep grief to the family and distress to the wider community and has raised serious concerns regarding the responsiveness and quality of care at the facility, particularly for pregnant women and the vulnerable patients who require timely emergency attention. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the circumstances under which the late Mrs. Mary Nasayon died at Suguta Level 4 Hospital on the 13th of February 2026. 2, emergency response readiness and competence of staff, including staffing cadres and credentials of the personnel on duty and protocol used in maternal emergencies. 3, the measures taken by the county government of Samburu and the hospital management following the incident to address underlying constraints affecting the quality of care at the hospital. 4, the applicable compensation framework and provision of psychosocial support to the family. Senator Ezena Lemalitian, dated 17th of February 2026. Thank you. My next statement, Mr. Speaker. This is a statement on the escalating insecurity and the recurrent killings in Baragoi, Samburu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, namely the deteriorating security situation in Baragoi and its environs in Samburu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the 15th of February 2026, a member of the Lesepe family was fatally shot in cold blood following heavy gunfire near Baragoi Boys Secondary School. This tragic incident occurred barely 2 weeks after another young man from the Lorubat family was brutally killed, leaving his colleague seriously injured. These repeated acts of violence have instilled fear, anger, and uncertainty across the region. Mr. Speaker, sir, on February 15, 2026, a member of the Lesepe family, Mr. Speaker, sir, these tragic events have left Baragoi tense with restricted movement as residents live in fear of further attacks. There is growing apprehension of revenge and counter-revenge violence, which threatens to escalate into wider instability if urgent intervention is not undertaken. Mr. Speaker, sir, in Naisisho, Nyiro area, in Nyiro Ward, and Loirikan, Morijo, and Suyan areas in Angata Nanyeki Ward, where pastoralists have moved in search of pasture, the situation is equally volatile. There are fears that bandits may strike at any time, placing innocent herders, women and children at the imminent risk. This recurrent cycle of killings and banditry continues to destabilize Samburu County, disrupt livelihoods, and erode public confidence in the government's ability to provide security to its citizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, swift and firm intervention is the only way to break this circle of violence and restore lasting peace and stability in Baragoi and Samburu County at large. I therefore urge the national government, through the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, to take immediate and decisive action to: 1, restore calm and assure residents of Samburu County of their safety. 2, prevent retaliatory attacks and counter revenge violence. 3, deploy adequate security personnel to the affected areas. And last but not least, apprehend and prosecute those responsible for the heinous acts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Zen, I will approach the chair with the two statements. You know, I wanted to help you, to request your neighbor to help you, but the standing orders, I was checking, no standing order is allowing me to assist you when you have that emotional feeling. So, sorry about that. Next is Senator Mohamed Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii kusoma taarifa kuhusu kuanza kwa mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesimama kwa mujibu wa kanuni ya kudumu ya 52(1) kanuni za Seneti kutoa kauli kuhusu kuanza kwa mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani hapo jana kwa baadhi ya Waislamu na hii leo kwa Waislamu wengine kote nchini na ulimwenguni. Mheshimiwa Spika, mwezi wa Ramadhani ni mwezi wa 9 katika kalenda ya Kiislamu na ni mwezi ambao Waislamu wanapaswa kufunga siku mzima kwa muda wa siku 29 ama 30 bila ya kula chakula au kunywa maji, na ni mwezi huu ambao Waislamu hujikurubisha kwa Mola wao kwa kujinyima chakula na starehe, kuwalisha maskini na wasiojiweza na kufanya ibada nyinginezo kama ilivyoamrishwa kwenye Qur'ani tukufu. Mheshimiwa Spika, Waislamu hufanya ibada nyingi katika kipindi hiki, ikiwemo swala maalumu ya tarawih kando na swala nyingine za usiku. Hiyo ndio sababu utawaona Waislamu katika miji mingi wakikaa misikitini kwa muda mrefu, hususan wakati wa usiku. Ijapokuwa serikali imetoa uhakikisho wa usalama na ipo haja ya kusisitiza kuimarisha kwa usalama ili Waislamu wasitatizwe na wahalifu wanapoenda na kutoka misikitini. Mheshimiwa Spika, Waislamu watahitaji maji kwa wingi na vile vile umeme katika kipindi hiki. Kaunti nyingi zikiwemo Mombasa zimekuwa na uhaba wa maji na umeme hivi karibuni. Kwa hivyo ningeziomba taasisi husika ikiwemo serikali ya kaunti ya Mombasa na shirika la umeme la Kenya Power and Lighting kuhakikishia wakazi kwamba huduma hizo zitaboreshwa na zitapatikana bila ya shida. Mheshimiwa Spika, Ramadhani ya mwaka huu inakwenda sambamba na msimu wa Kwaresma, yani Lent kwa Wakatoliki. Wao pia hufunga na kujinyima mambo kadhalika ili kuwa karibu na Mwenyezi Mungu. Nachukua fursa hii kuwatakia Wakatoliki wote Kwaresma na baraka na fanaka nyingi. Mheshimiwa Spika, pia namalizia kwa kuwatakia Waislamu wote Ramadhani Mubarak, saumu makbulu na dua zenye kutakabaliwa. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Senator Mohamed Faki mwenye haja.
Next is Senator Enoch Wabua. You have two statements, one under 53(1), the other one under 52(1). So start with the one under 53(1). Then you do the other one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm well guided. Mr. Speaker, I have two statements. I don't know why Senator Cheragei is so excited about me reading statements. Mr. Speaker, allow me just 1 minute, I beg you. Just 1 minute, Mr. Speaker, to just make a comment. Senator Olekina and myself, we lived in a jurisdiction that...
Netombo, I'll give you that opportunity later.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For the statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Just read the statement.
I will do it, Mr. Speaker.
First, yeah.
But it requires that Senator Olekina does not leave the chamber before I make that statement. It's important. I think, Mr. Speaker, let me go to the written statement. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the status and welfare of junior secondary school teachers in Kitui County. Mr. Speaker, if Senator Robert can listen to this, the junior secondary school teachers in Mandera would have really benefit from this. Mr. Speaker, sir, JESS teachers across the country, and in particular Kitui County, face a combination of policy, financial, infrastructure, and welfare challenges, including delayed confirmation of employment, excessive workload, poor working conditions, and limited support, which directly affect the quality of education delivered under the competency-based curriculum. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the number of junior secondary school teachers currently employed and posted in Kitui County, disaggregated by ward and constituency. 2, the approved staffing establishment and total number of JESS teachers required in Kitui County, and what measures the Ministry of Education is taking to address the existing shortage, given that many JESS institutions in the county have only 1 or 2 teachers handling the entire grades 7 to 9 workload. Number 3, steps the Ministry of Education is taking to confirm the already employed JESS teachers in Kitui County and across the country whose contracts have expired, and to transition them to permanent and pensionable terms, noting that salary discrepancies between deployed P&P teachers and JSS teachers are causing demotivation. And lastly, plans by the TSC to address the non-payment and delays in hardship allowances to these JSS teachers, given that large parts of Kitui County are gazetted as hardship areas, yet many JSS teachers posted in Kitui County are not receiving hardship allowances. The Speaker, with your permission, I will read my personal statement under 52.1. And this statement, the Speaker, is on the illegal, dangerous, unregulated, and unsustainable sand harvesting and degradation of riverbeds in Kitui County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the blatant destruction of riverbeds in Kitui County through illegal, dangerous, unregulated, and unsustainable sand harvesting. This ongoing plunder is accelerating desertification in an already arid and semi-arid county, undermining livelihoods, degrading our environment, and exposing residents to serious socioeconomic and security risks. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kitui has previously borne the brunt of ecological harm from deforestation and the charcoal trade, with forest cover nearly wiped out. It is therefore deeply troubling that after forests have been degraded, the destruction has now shifted to our rivers. The very systems that sustain water availability, ecosystems, agriculture, and resilience in an arid and semi-arid land context. This sand trade, Mr. Speaker, sir, is being conducted with shocking impunity, in broad daylight and into the night, 7 days a week. It is a stark illustration of greed displacing reason and lawlessness crowding out public interest. The people of Kitui are crying out, not about a minor localized grievance, but about a county-wide crisis that touches roads and public safety, health outcomes, school retention, economic survival, and the future of the county's environmental stability. Mr. Speaker, sir, on December 23rd, 2025, I addressed the media, both local, national, and international, on this subject and raised specific questions demanding accountability and transparency from the county executive of Kitui. When the county government executive later appeared before the Senate Public Accounts Committee under the able leadership of Senator Moses Kajwang, on 3rd February 2026, the County Director of Revenue reportedly stated that at times there are only about 5 trucks transporting sand from Kitui rivers. That statement was not only inconsistent, but the position is unacceptable. Restoration of our rivers cannot be deferred indefinitely while degradation accelerates daily. Mr. Speaker, the devastation is not only environmental, it has spawned grave social harms. Residents report dust pollution, road accidents, and fatalities linked to heavy truck traffic, and disturbing nighttime exploitation around sand harvesting areas, including teenage pregnancies and school dropouts. It is further reported that HIV infections have been recorded in some areas, some affected areas, linked to the illegal night activities around the sand sites. The security situation has also worsened. It is reported that cartels have ferried armed gangsters who descended on residents around Mwanya River in Mwingi's central constituency, killing one man named Mwendwa Maluki, maiming many people, and raping women. This is the predicament. This is a predictable consequence of a lawless extraction economy that thrives on intimidation, corruption, and weak oversight. Mr. Speaker, sir, while the Kitui County Assembly enacted the Kitui County Sand Harvesting Law as an attempt to instill order in this sector, the reality remains that laws without enforcement become paper tigers. The people of Kitui are watching institutions fail them. The National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has a presence in Kitui. Yet while the authority is active in smaller compliance matters, it has maintained studious silence on the large-scale destruction of forests and rivers in the county, despite its duty to act decisively to protect the environment. Questions have also been raised on the role that broader environmental partners should play, including the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, given its global environmental mandate and its presence in Kenya. Perhaps most disturbing, Mr. Speaker, is the defiance of a valid court order. On October 9, 2024, the Kitui Land Court issued an order stopping illegal sand harvesting activities until a petition filed by residents of Mui River Basin is heard and determined, and that the officer commanding the station in Gune was directed to enforce that order. Yet, destruction within the Mui River Basin is taking place at a more dangerous rate than before the order was issued, despite Gune Police Station being operational and an OCS being in office. Defiance of court orders, Mr. Speaker, is not a local administrative lapse. It is an assault on the rule of law and a signal to cartels that they can operate above the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Kitui have asked me to plead with you to take this matter seriously and give it the urgency it deserves. They have urged that the Senate considers an official visit to at least 4 affected rivers in Kitui County so that senators may see firsthand the scale of destruction, hear residents, and appreciate the extent of institutional failure and cartel intimidation. Kitui County is an arid and semi-arid county, yet we are now at the verge of being turned into a desert by the pace and scale of degradation taking place in our rivers. In view of the foregoing, Mr. Speaker, I urge that this House, through the relevant committees, urgently intervenes and requires accountability and corrective action from all responsible actors. The County Executive of Kitui on enforcement of county law, disclosure of truck registers, revenue systems, and safeguards against leakage. The relevant national security agencies on cartel violence and insecurity linked to sand harvesting zones. NEMA on the enforcement of environmental safeguards and protection of river ecosystems, and the OCS Gune and the relevant security command on compliance with the court order issued on October 9, 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I conclude, the question before us is not whether sand is a valuable resource. The question is whether we will allow greed, cartels, and weak enforcement to destroy the future of Kitui County. What shall we bequeath our children and our children's children? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Senator Sifuna Edwin.
Speaker, as you're aware, we'll be visiting the sugar belt this weekend. Kakamega, to be specific. Anyone who thinks they can block me from Kakamega is welcome to try. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of national concern regarding the lapse of a common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, sugar safeguard regime and its impact on the sugar sector in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, the government has indicated that the sugar sector in the country has attained competitive levels and will not experience any disruption following the lapse of the COMESA sugar safeguard regime on November 30th, 2025. However, the declining interest in sugarcane growing within the larger population, coupled with the old production mills in the sugar belt, may undermine the sustainability of the perceived competitiveness. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number 1, the total acreage of land currently under sugarcane cultivation compared to the data from 2023 and 2024, and obtain information on the strategies being implemented to encourage sugarcane farming and sustain its growth. Secondly, the projected local sugar production in 2026 vis-a-vis the estimated domestic consumption demand in the year. Thirdly, the anticipated tonnage of sugar imports for 2026, including details on the quantities already in shipment to Kenya or at the port awaiting clearance and offloading. Fourthly, the measures in place to address any anticipated shortfalls or surplus, particularly with regard to locally produced sugar, and lastly, how farmers will be protected from the unscrupulous traders who import sugar and repackage it as locally produced sugar. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, honorable senators, I want to open just 20 minutes for the maybe clarifications or comments on statements. Starting with Senator Maina Veronica.
Honorable Speaker, I want to cede my chance to another senator to first proceed.
To Senator Medu. Proceed, Senator Medu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. That is quite an unexpected donation from Senator Veronica Maina. Thank you very much. And Mr. Speaker, before I make my comments, with your kind permission, may I inform the Senate and yourself, Mr. Speaker, if you may not be aware, that Kenya is hosting the magical Kenya Open 2026, and we have started on a very high note, Mr. Speaker. That is like the World Cup of golf, Mr. Speaker, and we have about 144 professional golfers who are playing in the 2026 Kenya Open. And I want to ask yourself, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues and members of this Senate to go out and cheer up our 11 participants from Kenya who will be participating in that particular competition in Karen. And this morning, Mr. Speaker, we have gotten extremely impressive results from Njoroge Kivugo, who has played 4 under. Well, you have to acquit yourself with that language, Mr. Speaker. The prize money, Mr. Speaker, for this year, so that you understand what our boys are chasing, Mr. Speaker, the winner will actually get a total of 62 million Kenya shillings, the one that will win, Mr. Speaker. For the last 3 years, Mr. Speaker, Kenya has not been very successful because we have never qualified. We have never made it to the main competition, or we have never made it to the cut, Mr. Speaker. Maybe finally on this, Mr. Speaker, may I also inform you that I might have been, I'm not very sure, but I might have been the first senator and the first person from Jambini, at least that one I'm very sure, the first person from Jambini in Kinangop to ever play in the Kenya Open, the Pro-Am. I played there yesterday, Mr. Speaker, and I posted very good results, Mr. Speaker. It's only one person who actually put us behind former chairman of Parkland Sports Club, Mr. Michael Ndegwa Mushemi, who actually was not able to be as good as myself. Others would have brought the prize for the Senate. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to comment on this statement that has been sought by Senator Cherargei. And I don't know why, Mr. Speaker, and I want the Committee on Security that is led by Senator Dulo, to actually put their foot forward in ensuring that at least we can get answers to this particular statement, Mr. Speaker. If there is a body, in my opinion, Mr. Speaker, that I think is extremely moribund, is this body that is called the Independent Police Oversight Authority. Mr. Speaker, every time, and you actually saw them there here, Mr. Speaker, when Albert Ojang was killed, Mr. Speaker, the vice chair of that particular authority was here. And the things that they promised this House, Mr. Speaker, nothing has actually happened, Mr. Speaker. We actually keep hearing every day, Mr. Speaker, that IPOA is investigating. IPOA is investigating. We have sought a statement, Mr. Speaker, of people who have died in police cells, Mr. Speaker. One of them being Albert Ojwang, Mr. Speaker. A day after, there's a person who died in the police station in Rwanyambo in a place called Karangatha in Kinangop, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, IPOA must either work or be disbanded. There is no point of actually hearing every time that, Mr. Speaker, we are getting investigations and nothing. Nobody has been prosecuted. Nobody has actually been taken to court. They are just investigating every day, Mr. Speaker. This body, in my opinion, Mr. Speaker, has actually failed the test of time, and I don't think there's anything that we can get in terms of results from IPOA. I strongly propose that this body is actually disbanded, Mr. Speaker. Finally, Mr. Speaker, you actually know that we went with my team. Senator Karungo was there, Senator Newton was there. We went to IPOA, Mr. Speaker, when we were attacked in a place called Gonda, when we were almost actually killed, Mr. Speaker. We were told to take our vehicles there. so that our bullets that are lodged in our vehicles can be taken for ballistic. It is now 2 months, we are speaking, or 3 months actually, since we went there. We have never been invited. We don't know what happened to the policemen who attacked us. We actually gave specific names of the policemen who actually attacked us, Mr. Speaker. Nothing has ever happened, Mr. Speaker. We have never seen any results, and the government is still funding this IPOA, Mr. Speaker. There's no point of continuing funding such a body band authority, Mr. Speaker. I thank you.
Honorable Senators, you know I allowed 20 minutes, and if we go the midway, then only 4 or 3 senators will be able to make the comments. So the next senator should take 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes. Senator Ososi Conflict.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me make my very quick comments on the statement by Senator Cherargei on extrajudicial killings and abuse of police authority. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to praise Senator Cherargei for bringing this, because I think it should have been me or Osifuna to bring this statement, because Cherargei knows he can walk into an office and have this matter resolved. But nevertheless, the matter that he has brought is very weighty, and I want to agree with Senator Methu that IPOA is really not doing their job. And not just IPOA, all these constitutional commission, Mr. Speaker. I think we must look at how we can make this institution really independent. I think one of the ways is to strengthen the process of recruitment of commissioners to these commissions, Mr. Speaker, because some of them are political appointees and they end up not doing their job. But coming to the point, Mr. Speaker, we have had many people who have been killed by police, and we are not getting answers. The latest one, Mr. Speaker, is a killing in Kitengela, where the police killed an innocent young man. And the young man just came to a peaceful meeting. The meeting was very peaceful, and he ended up losing his life. Mr. Speaker, I'm aware that the same police are planning mayhem in Kakamega. I want to warn them, Mr. Speaker, in this House, that if any individual Kenya loses life in Kakamega, we will blame the government of William Ruto for the killing. I am aware, Mr. Speaker, because I've received reports. A certain PS is held somewhere in Kisumu, organizing goons to disrupt our meeting in Kakamega. Mr. Speaker, we will blame this government if something wrong happens in Kakamega.
You know, Senators, when the chair calls a point of order, you should just restrain yourself. You just listen, and then the other day, Senators, we were complaining that the chairs do not give point of orders. Now that I'm giving, Senator Mandago, then you are saying he has finished. So next time, when the chair directs that there is a point of order, kindly listen. Let us handle the business the way it should. Don't insist to use the mic. And the clerks, when there is a point of order, please mute the mic of the senator who is on the floor, so that the point of order can be executed. Now, unless I give you understanding on the number 1.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the reason I rose on a point
of order, be very relevant,
has already sat, Mr. Speaker.
And you put the standing order you are also using to do that. It's not just open.
105, Honorable Speaker. I was rising under standing order 105. The Senator for Vihiga made a very serious allegation that the police are planning mayhem. As far as we are concerned, Honorable Speaker, the mandate of the police is to maintain law and order in any function, whether government function or opposition function, Honorable Speaker. For him to allege that there is a government PS in Kisumu organizing goons, and you want us to allow that to go in the floor of the House without substantiation, Honorable Speaker, is not in order. Honorable Speaker, every statement in this House must be substantiated.
Senator Ososi. Senator Ososi, you can substantiate that claim.
Mr. Speaker, I am talking as a senator of Vihiga County and a son of that region. And I'm on the ground. I know what is happening, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and in my statement, I said the government is planning to cause mayhem in Kakamega. And I want to say, Mr. Speaker, if anything happens to our people in Kakamega, we know where we'll blame. We'll blame the government of William Ruto.
Senator Osotsi, you have not clarified or substantiated yet. Because you should provide evidence, of course, that the government is planning to cause chaos in Kakamega.
Mr. Speaker, if you give me time, I'll provide the information on Tuesday.
Next sitting, yes, you should do that. Senator Tabitha Mutinda.
All right. Thank you, Chair. Allow me to quickly just make a brief comments on the Senate, on the statement by Senator Mundigi as far as the product, the drug and medicine called Mogoka is concerned. And Mr. Speaker, Senator Mundigi has raised very pertinent issues as far as the issue of infestation of the crop in regards to the issues of pests and all that. And I come from this point whereby, Mr. Speaker, this House was able to pass my bill, that is the Agricultural Extension Services Bill, currently in the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker. Because Honorable Mundigi clearly talks about trying to understand the services that should be rendered by the agricultural extension officers. And I rise, Mr. Speaker, to emphasize that the critical role of the agricultural extension officers to each and every county in this country is very critical. And it's the high time that the National Assembly speeds up this particular bill, because this is what is going to sort the issue that Honorable Mundigi has been able to raise, not only for Mogoka as a product, but for many other crops that cut across. I know very well that Mogoka is one of the cash crops in the region of Embu, Meru, cutting across the eastern, the Mount Kenya east. And it goes a long way, Mr. Speaker, as far as economic factors are concerned. Because of the limited time, allow me to mention the issue at Sinai Hospital, Mr. Speaker. From where I sit as the member of the Health Committee, this is a matter that definitely I want to assure the House that we will not really waste so much time, but get to the bottom of the facts. This is something that has also happened in one of the
Senator Shakil Abdallah.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipea nafasi kuchangia hoja iliyoletwa na Senator Hezena kuhusu usalama. Mheshimiwa Spika, usalama unachangiwa kwanza na silaha. Silaha ambazo serikali inafaa kuhakikisha imedhibiti silaha hizo kwa pande zote mbili. Si kudhibiti upande mmoja alafu waende upande mwingine. Wanafaa wadhibiti silaha upande zote mbili ili kudhibiti usalama kikamilifu. Kitu cha pili, Mheshimiwa Spika, wanafaa kudhibiti mipaka. Mipaka ya Kenya iko very porous sehemu zote. Ni muhimu kwa serikali kuhakikisha imedhibiti mipaka yetu ya Kenya ili biashara ya silaha inayoendelea kwenye mipaka ikomeshwe. Kwa sababu hii yote inachangiwa na silaha ambazo zinatoka kwa nchi jirani zinazoingia kwenye nchi yetu ya Kenya ili kuchangia hizi vita zinazoendelea za makabila. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, hizo hoja mbili ni muhimu sana, na tunaomba Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Usalama awe akisikiliza wananchi na asikilize ground na asikilize viongozi Mheshimiwa Waziri hata simu hachukui za viongozi, ukimwandikia barua hajibu. Kwa hivyo kuna umuhimu waziri aamke na afanye kazi yake kikamilifu. Amelala na amezembea sana mheshimiwa. Asante sana.
Senator Mohamed Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to support the statement by Senator Hezena. First of all, let me send my condolences to the two families, the family of Lesepe and Lorubai. Honorable Speaker, in northern Kenya and Upper Eastern, we have a big problem. You will run from a bandit, you run to a police officer. The same police officer will shoot you. Again, the problem facing a part of northern Kenya, there are terrorists in some parts of northern Kenya. You run from a terrorist, you end up going to a police officer. You will get killed also. Honorable Speaker, the problem we have in Upper Eastern, Northeastern, besides even financial, what Rigadi is talking about, which is very true, we have problems with the police officers. We have problems because what Sezena is talking about, the committee should take this matter very seriously and start working on it. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, some 3 weeks ago, a young man, Liban Boru Cherfi, from Moyale, was killed by police officers. A young man with two children, very young man. And the question is, in a civilized society, you rush to a police officer, you call 911. But in Kenya, in northern Kenya, you cannot even go to the police because they're going to kill you. And what Senator has spoken about is this PS, CS. Murkomen, this Murkomen, he doesn't pick phones. You can call him, you can send him message, he doesn't care. It is
Senator Manzo Daniel.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to comment on the statement by Senator Cherengeng. Mr. Speaker, I had an opportunity to represent Senator Medhu and Senator Thangwa when they were attacked at Gonda. And we went together to the office of IPOA. We took the vehicles there. We wrote statements. But up to today, nothing has happened, Mr. Speaker. And police brutality is in the increase. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, I do dare say, there is no way police can act in that manner, several occasions, terrorize, people in churches, terrorize people on the roads, terrorize people in a gathering, and the Constitution allows freedom of speech and freedom to gather. Mr. Speaker, there is a big problem, and we are hoping that no more killings will happen in political rallies. We saw what happened in Kitengela the other day. A very innocent young man killed by a police officer. Tear gas launched totally unnecessarily, Mr. Speaker. They may be wanting to spend the tear gas they have so that they can buy others, because we know there are people procuring tear gas in this country, but it should not be to the expense of people dying, Mr. Speaker. The biggest responsibility the President has and is a Minister for Interior is to protect the lives of Kenyans. That is the most important thing, and I do agree with the people from the north. Recently, Senator Chute took us there, and some people were telling us you are taking a very big risk in this area. Anything can happen to you anytime. Mr. Speaker, we want security for Kenyans. We want security for members of parliament. We want security for politicians. And this attempted assassination of leaders, Mr. Speaker, should stop forthwith. And this is what this committee should concentrate on. So we are watching out this time in Kakamega, Mr. Speaker, to see whether this PS will organize goons to disrupt the meetings as he did in Kitengela, and I do support and thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Modigi Alexander.
Okay, asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kuchangia statement ya Senator Omtata kuhusu mambo ya wizara ya barabara na mambo ya kujenga barabara na mambo ya bridges ama mambo ya daraja. Bwana Spika, ningeomba wizara ya barabara iweze kuangalia vizuri wakati inatengeneza BQ, iweze kuangalia vile watakuwa wakifanya kazi inafaa, kwa sababu kaunti nyingi wizara ya barabara wamekuwa kitengeneza BQ, lakini wakati wamefanya kazi unakuta hizo bridges ama hizo bridges haionekani pale wakifanya kazi wanawacha. Kama upande wa Embu County, katika Manyata Sub County, Ruguru Ngandori, Ward, unakuta kuna Miriam Bridge na Mkongoro Bridge, na siko na matatizo kasa ni miaka 10 barabara iliwekwa rami, lakini unakuta hizo zote asikuwekwa na imekuwa ni mambo watu wakipitia pale wanaporwa mali, wanaimbiwa, wengine wanaingia pale na ni mto mbili iko na maji. Kwa hivyo ningeomba wakati watengeneza BQ ni afadhali wafanye kazi kidogo, lakini wakimalizia waweze kutengeneza ile bridges. Bwana Speaker, nakumbusha Senate hii siku ya leo ama ni jana kulikuwa maandamano huko Tharaka Nithi kwa sababu ya bridge ile ambayo imekuwa ikiwa watu. Kwa hivyo ningeomba wizara iweze ya transport iweze kufanya vile inaweza, bali imefanya kazi iende irundie na iweze kutengeneza zile bridges. Kwa hivyo Bwana Speaker, naunga mkono hiyo statement ambaye ni ya Senator Okia Omtata, Senator Mundigi, Embu County.
Senator Olenda Lendama, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to make some brief comments on the issue of insecurity in Baragoi in Samburu County. Mr. Speaker, it's quite sad to see one of our own really break down into tears because of a situation that can be resolved by the government. For many years, Mr. Speaker, our communities have been terrorized, extreme measures, harsh conditions, and we only remain relevant when it comes to the issue of voting. When it comes to the issue of elections, that is the only time when you'll see a lot of heightened activities trooping to our areas. Mr. Speaker, I want to call upon the Ministry of Interior to take this issue of insecurity seriously. When you hear that young boys were killed in a school, Baragoi Boys Secondary School, I mean, it begs the question as to really, what exactly are we doing? What are our priorities in this country? If we cannot safeguard the future of young generations, if we are letting young kids being killed, you know, this issue where people are marginalized for decades is something that has got to come to an end. We come into this house because this is supposed to be the house of union, the house that is supposed to unite the 47 counties. But sometimes I feel like we might as well just, you know, dissect this country into different parts. You know, some of us just go and become terrorists if we have to become. Because if we cannot be able to be guaranteed security in this country, what's the point of saying that we are part of a country like this? We are only relevant during elections. But when it comes to our own welfare, security of our people, would be the last people to be had. So, Mr. Speaker, this is really, really shameful, and I want to call upon and encourage the Ministry of Interior. Senator, Cabinet Secretary Murkomen, please, this time around, let us be serious. Let us go to Samburu County. Let us go to Baragoi and apply the same tactics that were applied in Baringo County. Baringo County, Mr. Speaker. It is embarrassing, Mr. Speaker. And we must call a spade a spade. What is happening in Baragoi, in Samburu County, Mr. Speaker, it is an issue of marginalization. We cannot continue being marginalized in the 21st century. Those families that have been left without their future bread earners, young boys, the reason why just allow me to talk, Mr. Speaker.
Next is Senator Lenku Olekanar.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also had my voice to a statement sought by Senator Dulo Isiolo. Honorable Speaker, it is also a concern, this statement, that most of the county governments are terminating employees in their governments without due process of law, particularly on following the Employment Act, Honorable Speaker, and even consulting public service boards, which they work in their counties. Honorable Speaker, there is a procedure on a county to terminate an employee, salary, and even service of work. Honorable Speaker, this statement has come to in the right time when we really want to advise counties, and even when this committee, the concerned Committee of Labor, will be looking at it, such that the employees of county governments are governed by law as any other employee of government. Honorable Speaker, there is some procedural that these governors need to understand about employees' employment. They should not just wake up, give advice, directions to terminate employees' service or even salaries. These people have engaged themselves on loans and any other commitment. Honorable Speaker, I also attach the statement sought by Senator Cherargei and Senator Lemaletian on issues of security.
One minute. Give him 1 minute.
Honorable Speaker, this interference of police to the members of the public, killing of members of the public without any order. I think we need to request, this House need to request the Cabinet Secretary for Interior to withdraw before this House maybe the statement he made on the killing of people. Maybe that is the reason why these killings are there. Even the statement the president himself said that people be shot legs. Maybe that is the reason why. Why people are being killed. These people who are on the rim of security, the president and the CS, need to tell this House why these killings is there. Because we are tired. I heard that a young man in Kitengela just last weekend.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sifuna. Senator Onyonka, I've been informed Senator Sifuna was dropped by the system. So he's...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As a member of the Committee on National Security, I find this inquiry quite hypocritical, Honorable Speaker, because I am aware that IPOA has already told us the challenges that they are facing in bringing rogue police officers to account. Honorable Speaker, some of those reasons, and I will be able to demonstrate who we should be bringing before this committee to give us a report. IPOA have cited lack of cooperation by the police in their investigations, including, Honorable Speaker, their refusal to surrender firearms, their refusal to record statements. They have told us that they have inadequate funding. They have told us that there is chronic understaffing. They have only 77 investigators who are supposed to be manning a police force, a full complement of over 125,000 officers. They have cited parallel investigations by DCI and the so-called Internal Affairs Unit as interfering in some of those operations or investigations by IPOA. They have also told us that the government has not put in place adequate measures to protect witnesses. So all of these challenges, Honorable Speaker, point to the fact that we should be asking government and the Minister for Internal Security, the Honorable Murkomen. By the way, that individual called Murkomen is still on the Senate WhatsApp group because he's a former senator. So all of those things we are saying, and in fact I've taken advantage of that. Yesterday I saw him saying that he did not, or he was not aware that we were going to Kitengela. I have sent the notification for the Kakamega rally that we have made to the OCPD of Kakamega to his WhatsApp number, and I'm going to send it to the Senate WhatsApp group because he reads our messages there, although he's not a senator, so that he cannot come and tell the country tomorrow that he was not aware that we are going to have a meeting. Honorable Speaker, all those people who are involved in these things should be brought to book. Even in Kitengela, Honorable Speaker, we lost a life needlessly. We lost a life because of police action, not because that there was something wrong that we were doing. The last hypocrisy that I want to point out is that this statement is being sought by the same person who was accusing politicians of orchestrating violence on themselves. Shame on you, Senator Cherargei.
Senator Paris Topiko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I needed to make a comment on the statement made by Senator Lemaletian. Mr. Speaker, it's really bad that part of this country is still crying because of insecurity, because of violence, Mr. Speaker, that the police are doing nothing about it. And the Ministry of Interior is doing nothing about it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the people of Samburu in Baragoi are crying, same as the people of Laikipia, Mr. Speaker, and all the northern counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when our people cry in the north, we feel the pain in the south. Mr. Speaker, it is terrible, and we feel, and this one needs to be addressed. Mr. Speaker, we lost a life in Kitengela. That crowd in Kitengela, Mr. Speaker, although I was out of the country, but I have my people in Kitengela. The crowd was peaceful until the police came to shoot at people and throw tear gas, Mr. Speaker. Let Kenyans be allowed to do their associations in peaceful, do their rallies in peace, Mr. Speaker, and the ballot will finally decide who takes what, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is terrible that Kenyans continue crying because of losing their young people who have just gone to listen to their leaders, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this cannot continue, and the police must be reined in, Mr. Speaker, because it is terrible and shameful, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Richard Onyonka.
Asante sana ndugu Spika. Kwanza ningependa kusema kuwa nitakupa shukran kwa ujumbe ambao ulitokea kwa WhatsApp group yetu, na ningependa Mwenyezi Mungu akubariki mahali ambako utakuwa unakanyaga, na naamini wewe utakuwa na Sifuna. Ndugu Spika, ningependa kusema kuwa vile dada yetu Senator Lematiang na Mheshimiwa Cherargei wamesema, nadhani sisi kama viongozi lazima sasa tuanze kuulizana, tunataka nchi ambayo itaendelea hata baada ya sisi tumetoka uongozini, ambako wewe kama ulikuwa kiongozi ambaye amestaafu na ameendelea na maisha yake, hamna mtu atakuwa anakusumbua? Ama mungependa nchi wakati tunatoka kwa hivi viti ambavyo Mwenyezi Mungu ametukubalia kushikilia, itaelekea mahala gani? Itatubidisha sisi sasa tuende kujenga maukuta. Ukijenga nyumba yako unatengeneza ukuta ambayo iko ghorofa 12 na unakuwa na bodyguard 15 ndio unatembea kijiji. Wale ambao mnaongea na marafiki zetu kwa serikali, ningependa kusihi wale ambao mnaongea na bodyguard 15 ndio unatembea kijiji. Wale ambao mnaongea na marafiki zetu kwa serikali, ningependa kusihi tafadhali mwambie waziri wa mashauri ya Interior Mheshimiwa Murkomen ambaye alikuwa hapa, na najua wengine wenu mnaongea na Mheshimiwa Rais, tafadhali mwambie hizi ndizo vitu ambazo anatupa nafasi tunaendelea kutembea tukizungumza, Wakenya wanapiga makofi kwa sababu Wakenya hawataki mtu afe. Wakenya hawataki kama sisi tunaenda kule hata kama tunaenda kupigia kifua tunasema sisi ndio wazuri na nini. Wakenya wanataka, kazi ya rais ni kuhakikisha hakuna mtu hata mmoja ambaye amekuwa nini, ameumia. Alafu na serikali ikija na wao wana mkutano wao, tunawaheshimu.
Dakika moja tu ya kumalizia.
Asante ndugu Spika. Sisi tungependa tuwe na nchi tunaheshimiana kama watu ambao wanakubaliana kuwa Kenya ni nchi ya kidemokrasia. Asante ndugu Spika.
Danson Mungatana, Senator Danson Mungatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to comment on the statement by the Honorable Okia Omutata on the bridges. Mr. Speaker, there's a huge bridge that is crossing Tana River, joining Garissa, where we neighbor with you, Mr. Speaker. There is a problem because when these big projects are being done, Mr. Speaker, our people are not compensated. The people in Madogo area, that whole area in Mororo, to date, Mr. Speaker, they have been displaced with no compensation whatsoever. Mr. Speaker, we want to urge the committee to look at the wider aspect of bridges and mega projects such as that, and enforce compensation for the local people who to date, they lose their farmlands, they lose their livelihoods, and they are not able to get benefit from those projects to sustain themselves. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute. I'd like to contribute to 3 statements, beginning with the one for 2 from Senator Hezena, the one on the lady who lost her life after waiting 3 hours to be served in a level 4 hospital. Honorable Speaker, that is a very sad issue. And I would want to bring to the attention of Senator Hezena that there is actually an inter-county program that is working very well, that is about maternal and perinatal death surveillance, that is ensuring that there is accountability within counties to ensure that no life of a mother is lost because of delivery, and they are also working towards no life being lost of a child because of delivery. 3 counties, and I think a few more, have recorded 0 maternal mortality in over 6 months. That's Homa Bay, Kiambu, and Muranga. I would urge that Senator considers linking Samburu County to that program so that they can borrow from that accountability to ensure the workers in Samburu are able to log in and learn 1 or 2 things that can ensure maternal and neonatal mortalities are reduced. On the statement, wow, it's already, how many minutes? Surely. I'll move on to Sifuna's on the issue of the sugar industry. Additional to what Senator Sifuna is asking, I would want to request that the relevant committee actually provide a policy, inquire whether we have a policy.
One more minute for her.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We need to know, 1, why imported sugar is being packaged under our local brands. We also need to know what makes commercial sense so that the farmers, especially the small-scale farmers in Western Kenya, can determine whether we should ban sugarcane, and I'll propose that we pick a day when we can ban the sugarcane and grow something else instead of allowing the cartels to bring sugarcane in and we waste our time pretending that we are promoting sugarcane farming. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Paul Thangwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I also want to comment on the statement. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy that we are now coming a full circle, because some of the statements, and especially that is requested by Senator Cherargei, is what we have been speaking here, Mr. Speaker, asking IPOA to do their job. Mr. Speaker, the same thing that we have been commenting here and asking for your support and the support of the senators is how our meetings have been tear-gassed and clobbered by the police, Mr. Speaker. But I'm happy now I see Senator Osotsi and Senator Sifuna are now speaking the same language. Mr. Speaker, this is to say, if it is not you today, it is you tomorrow, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, as we speak now, the people of Kiambu, the people of Githurai are now being harassed by the police. They are being intimidated today. It is helter-skelter in Githurai as we speak now, Mr. Speaker. And the only mistake is to come out in numbers and protest the demolition that has been taken by Kenha, Mr. Speaker, demolishing their places of work, Mr. Speaker. And I ask myself, Mr. Speaker, this regime that is saying every day they are empowering the people, Mr. Speaker, during the day they are giving handouts and promises, but at night it is demolitions and evictions, Mr. Speaker. It is like they are coming for the handouts that they had given during the day by demolishing people's businesses, Mr. Speaker. The people of Githurai will not relent, Mr. Speaker, and I urge them to continue demonstrating. Let them do it today, tomorrow, and even Saturday, Mr. Speaker, because we know Kenha is not building roads. It is not building the bus stop. What they are doing, they are preparing the road for cartels to put containers in that road, Mr. Speaker. So the people of Kiambu are saying, we are not going to keep quiet, Mr. Speaker, and we ask the police to stop forthwith harassing the people of Kiambu, harassing the people of Ruiru, Githurai, and Thika, Mr. Speaker, because we are going to protest and we are going to fight for.
Thank you, Senator. Senators, we have spent quite a lot of time on statements. We have spent quite a lot of time on these statements, and I will allow the last two speakers. You're not on the dashboard, Senior Counsel. Senator Julius Murgo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would like to make comments on two statements, one made by Senator Dulo and the other one by Senator Zena. On Senator Zena's statement, I would like to address and seek the attention of the Minister Internal Security. Samburu has cried for far too long without anything happening. And I commend the minister for paying a very close attention to when a father or priest was killed. Unfortunately, sad about it, but it's like that is what brought peace between Pokots and Marakwet. Do we need another priest in Samburu? So he should take action and make sure that this thing comes to an end, because we cannot continue counting people dying in Samburu. He should do exactly what he did between Pokots and Marakwet. And then secondly, on the people that were dismissed by county government of Isiolo. It is unfortunate that county governments are treating people like just people in their shambas. They are treating workers, mistreating them, and treating them.
Senator Samson Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, just in 1 minute, I want to say that on the issue of junior secondary schools in terms, Mr. Speaker, I think it is unfair to them. More than 20,000 young Kenyans under junior secondary schools program. Mr. Speaker, there must be a process of ensuring that we put into focus that they are put in permanent and pensionable by Teacher Service Commission, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm very disappointed, and I want to call upon the Teacher Service Commission. I know we are presenting budget policy statements. Money should be allocated for transit from contract into PNP of junior secondary schools because they have suffered far too long. We have talked, Mr. Speaker. Let's see the action the National Assembly must and should ensure they give money for Teachers Service Commission. Finally, Speaker, is on the issue of Senator Lemaletian. On the issue of insecurity, Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised people are shocked by the incompetence and inability of the CS Interior, Murkomen, on eradicating issue of banditry. He did Jukwaa la Usalama worth 600 million, but nothing has come out because he turned Jukwaa la Usalama to Jukwaa la Kisiasa. So let us, the buck stops with him. He must fix the issue of banditry and insecurity. Finally, Speaker, is to wish you well. I've seen the Samawatal community. I've endorsed you as the gubernatorial candidate in Garissa election in 2027, and we pray may God continue to guide you until you become the governor of Garissa and correct the messes that has been perpetuated by the current regime. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mariam Omar Sheikh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I wanted also to comment on the two statements. One is of Senator Hezena about insecurity. Mr. Speaker, currently, pastoralists, we have a very devastating drought, which allow the pastoralists to move around, to look for pasture and water. Mr. Speaker, if there is a security issue, where do you think we can go? Do we go to Somali? And this is a Kenyan. So, Mr. Speaker, as a pastoralist, the first important thing we think is how to save our livestock by moving around with it. Mr. Speaker, if you find that your county you are staying is having these insecurity issues, and in the case there is security in Kenya, there is police there, and also, Mr. Speaker, what's always so disappointed with is always when Senator Hezena raises a statement is always insecurity. Why is this interior CS not taking action? The first thing is she said deploy adequate security personnel. For how long can we ask for this personnel, Mr. Speaker? Secondly, the second statement is about Isiolo, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday we are discussing about the motion about KCC. They were denied their dues, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if the county government treats the county as a private sector, so that they...
Senator Joe Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I rise to support the statements by Senator Cheralgei, one on the Independent Police Oversight Authority, Mr. Speaker. This body, Mr. Speaker, is basically sleeping on the job, or it is working under coercion from high forces, Mr. Speaker. Because the police will attack innocent people, and IPOA will do nothing about it. Mr. Speaker, in July of last year, I happened to be in a meeting that was actually attacked by the police, and vehicles shot at, Mr. Speaker. We only escaped through God's, or by God's grace. All these vehicles were taken to IPOA for inspection, and the victims recorded statements. Nothing has come out of that. Mr. Speaker, it's a high time that IPOA came out and said whether they are empowered or not. so that at least this house and the other house may come to the aid of IPOA. Otherwise, you cannot continue having IPOA that is toothless, Mr. Speaker. If they have no teeth, they have to admit so that we can give them teeth to bite. Mr. Speaker, the second statement by the same senator about a rise in organized criminal gang activities in the country is something that should not go uncommented on, Mr. Speaker, because gangs are roaming the street. And all the CS Interior is doing is, Mr. Speaker, going out there and campaign and you doing politics on who will be elected president and who will not be elected president, Mr. Speaker. The CS Interior must rise to the occasion. And this is a result, Mr. Speaker, these criminal gangs are a result of what we saw in July last year again when there were protests in Nairobi, where we saw gangs being accompanied by the police, and the police were working alongside goons, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Your time is up. Senator Mogeni Eric.
Mr. Speaker, you know, we are paying the price for violating the intent of Kenyans when in 2010 they decreed that our cabinet secretary should be professionals. We have now turned politicians to be the ones standing in as cabinet secretaries, and they are doing politics, Mr. Speaker. And you can imagine this, the statement has been brought to the House by Samson Cherargei from the majority side, the government side. So by the time even senators from majority side are raising these issues, Mr. Speaker, it means that things are getting out of hand. How many times do we want Kenyans to be killed before we take action? This weekend, we have people going to various places in this country, including in Kakamega. Some will be in Kisii next week. And then we come back here again lamenting that innocent Kenyans have been killed, Mr. Speaker. We must have some accountability. If it is the CS Interior who is masterminding this idea of police sending goons to attack other Kenyans, action should be taken. Just today, Mr. Speaker, an ex-president of South Korea, Yoon, has been jailed for life, Mr. Speaker, for the criminal acts he committed while he was in office. We must also send a statement that no Kenyan is above the law, Mr. Speaker. Nobody should be above the law. Mr. Speaker, we cannot be watching, Mr. Speaker, when we are talking about extrajudicial police killings, abuse of police authority. How can you have criminals carrying guns, Mr. Speaker? Raila Odinga used to tell us policemen are civilians wearing police uniforms. That's how it should be, Mr. Speaker. So I'm really making an appeal to these people who sit in IPOA. Please do something. We need to see people in jail, because if we don't take action.
Thank you, honorable senators. We have come to the end of the statements. We should proceed to the next order. But order number 8, we will have to defer because the majority leader is not around. Order number 9 is also deferred. And we will go to the next order. Clerk, read the next order.
Order number 10, motion. Consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by employees of the former Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, KCC, concerning non-payment of outstanding terminal benefits and Maziwa Sacco dues to former employees of Kenya Cooperative Creameries. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 18th February 2026, morning sitting.
Honorable senators, this is resumption of debate that was held on Wednesday. The senator who was on the floor of the House was Crystal Asige, and she had a remaining time of 15 minutes. Crystal?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Yes, I was indeed on the floor when we were debating this, and I kindly request if I can just have a few more minutes to get back to my notes so that I can continue that submission.
Yeah, very well. How many minutes do you need? Senator Crystal, we seem not to have any other interest on that debate, so if you could please just retrieve your notes and we can proceed or advise us. Senator Crystal. Are you going to contribute?
Yes, Chair.
Okay,
I'll just finish my contributions. It will be very brief.
Very well.
Thank you very much, Speaker, for your indulgence. Speaker, yesterday as I was contributing, and I began to do so, I was giving the House a brief on this particular petition brought by petitioners from the former KCC, now known as the new KCC. Speaker, this is an issue that many Kenyans will, of course, relate with because, unfortunately, matters of labor or wrongfully dispensing of labor issues in the country are rampant and continue to be this way. And as I sit as the Vice Chair of this Labor and Social Welfare Committee in the Senate, this is an issue that we have been investigating for several months now. But unfortunately, Chair, it is not the first time that these petitioners have brought this case to the Senate. They have indeed brought the exact same petition in previous parliaments and unfortunately have not been able to find any justice for their matters. Speaker, this has been ongoing since 1997. That means that almost 30 years have gone by without their just dues being given to them. Some of them, unfortunately, Speaker, have passed on. Many of them are now ailing with many, many different sicknesses, and many of them have now given the opportunity, or rather the responsibility, to their children and spouses to speak on their behalf because they can no longer, or they no longer have the energy to continue to pursue this matter. Mr. Speaker, about 205 million shillings is what is at dispute in this petition by the former KCC employees, and of course any arrears on top of that from interest. Mr. Speaker, we have been able to, as a committee, speak to many different stakeholders and MDAs that have a view on this particular matter, from the Minister of Treasury we have spoken to. We have also spoken to, of course, the Minister of Labor. We've spoken to the Minister of Cooperatives. We have spoken to the AG's office as well. But unfortunately, it is something that does not seem to be resolved. It's not being resolved easily enough. And Speaker, in my view, and I've spoken to each of these ministers, as I've mentioned, and I've told them this is a very low-hanging fruit, Speaker, in terms of trying to resolve this so that the government can at least get a few quick wins. This is a very low-hanging fruit for the government to be able to resolve this issue. Mr. Speaker, the other day we heard the President when there was a signing of the cooperation agreement between the national government and also the Nairobi County to work on different areas of development and infrastructure in the country. And in his address, I remember him saying, if people have ideas on how we can manage and govern better in this country, please bring them forth. Mr. Speaker, to the President and the entire executive, this is an idea that you can take by the horn and resolve immediately by giving just a few simple instructions to the cabinet and the ministers that I've mentioned here within this petition to resolve this matter, because that is another quick win for the government. A very easy thing to resolve, because the courts also ruled in favor, the Court of Appeal ruled in favor of these petitioners. Mr. Speaker, these are the kind of things that I believe are so easy to lay to rest, and I wonder about the intention or the goodwill or lack thereof in these types of matters. It doesn't need to take 2 and 3 and 4 parliaments for a group of petitioners to come into to Senate time and time again with the exact same problem and have it not resolve. Mr. Speaker, as you know, next year is our elections, and if we don't resolve this matter this year and ensure that 205 million shillings plus interest is paid to these petitioners, then they'll be back again in the next parliamentary term with a whole new group of members of parliament, because as we have been told by the general public, over 50% of us will not be returning to this house. What will that do then to these employees and other petitioners who keep looking and seeking justice from this honorable house parliamentary term after parliamentary term? Mr. Speaker, I also want to give pardon me. Mr. Speaker, I also want to support the efforts that we have made in the Labour Committee. We have done our part. We have had several meetings with not only ministers, but also different stakeholders and the petitioners themselves, who come from far and wide from the country to be able to speak for themselves and have their voices heard in the Senate. And though we have completed several of these meetings, Mr. Speaker, I wish and I beseech this honorable house to support this particular report so that it can be fast-tracked and instructions and the recommendations that us as a Labour Committee have given therein can be implemented forthwith, Mr. Speaker, so that we can, even by this month or by next month or within the second quarter of this year, be able to give some respite to this group of petitioners led by the former KCC employees. Mr. Speaker, that point that I'm trying to make about low-hanging fruits are all over, Mr. Speaker. If only the executive are willing to listen. I think it's human nature, Speaker, to always hear criticism the loudest. It's human nature to always hear negativity the loudest. But there are some few voices, however soft they are, however quiet they may be, however sparse they are, that are actually trying to give easy wins to the executive, but they are not listening. And that is not on us who are trying to give ideas, not only as individuals, not only as communities across the country, but also as parliamentary committees. This report is full of recommendations, as are so many other reports that come through this honorable house, which go to cabinet, which go to the executive, and unfortunately, they die there. So the genuineness of these kinds of pleas to the public from the president and the executive saying, if anyone has ideas, bring them forth, they are there. There are plenty of them. But the question is, what is it that you are focused on? I thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mugeni, Eric.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the report that has been brought before the House by the Committee of Labour Relations. Mr. Speaker, for some of us who went to school when KCC was KCC, we remember that this cadre of workers in the 80s, I believe there could be some who are working for KCC in the 80s. These are the workers who delivered milk for primary school children during the Nyayo era, Mr. Speaker. Remember when a program was introduced by the late President Moi and school children were being given milk? These are the people who used to travel with trucks and deliver milk to school children. And we were all very happy. We used to look forward to going to school because we used to get that packet of milk. Yet, Mr. Speaker, I'm now a senator several years after, and we are discussing about people who retired, who have been waiting for their dues for the past 20 years. Honorable Senator Murugor, Chairman, chances are that some of these people will die before they ever enjoy the fruits of their labor. You know, some of the things we do in this country, Mr. Speaker, are inhuman, completely inhuman. Even if Jesus Christ was to come today, very few of us will go to heaven. Because how do you deny workers their rights? People who have served the country with distinction, Mr. Speaker. So if there is a time that we need to speak to the government of the day, the Uda administration, because the committee has made life easy for them. Yeah. We have given them a through pass, so to speak, and recommended that pay these workers so that we also put a smile to their faces, Mr. Speaker. Even if it's me, after I serve my tenure in this house, all of us, once you retire, you want to go home with your dues, Mr. Speaker. I was cracking a joke the other day with Senator Malala, and I was telling him, I hope the UDA party has paid you your dues, because in the committee we are dealing with Kenyans who have been waiting for the last 20 years. Even Galwale, I don't know whether Galwale gets some dues after being removed from the position of whip. And I don't know why we're having an onslaught against sons of the Luya nation. I'm hearing now somebody wants to also go after Senator Sifuna, Mr. Speaker. I'm saying this with a light touch because, Mr. Speaker, anybody you dismiss from office, I'm saying this with a serious note because I'm from the Committee of Labor myself, Labor Relations. If you serve a party as SG and they relieve you of your services, let them pay you your dues. Even Senator Uruoba, who was fired by UDA, I expect her to get her dues. That is fairness. Because you have told her you don't want her to be a nominated senator. You have fired her. She has gone back wherever to take care of her young child. Pay her dues, Mr. Speaker. It's the same spirit this report is saying. Once people have served, they have left office, pay them the soonest, Mr. Speaker. If you go to countries like Australia, where they have what they call is it superannuation or something? You retire and you get your money. These are the Europeans you see in Mombasa, enjoying at the beach sort of Mombasa. So let's have the same standard being applied to Kenyan workers. I'm happy, and for once, Chairman, Senator Murugor, I hope the recommendations we are making, Mr. Speaker, we can make a follow-up. It seems there is somebody who was in office at that time who committed some acts of fraud, some criminal acts, and made the circle to lose about 400 million shillings. And we have made recommendation that the Directorate of Criminal Investigation within 6 months must table a report before this House to show us the outcome of investigations. Speaker, sir, you have seen the kind of altercations we have had between some committees of this House and the governors. You know why governors don't fear this House anymore? It's because you recommend that investigations be undertaken against Governor X. We debate in this House, we pass a resolution, Mr. Speaker, and that becomes the end of the matter. We will never make a follow-up on that file to know what was the outcome of the investigation, because we may not force DCI or EACC to recommend that somebody must be charged in a court of law. But they owe us a duty as a House to tell us what was the outcome of the investigations. If we recommend that you investigate, come back to us and tell us, we have done an investigation, Mr. Speaker. The results we have gotten may not sustain a charge in a court of law that can lead to a conviction. We will say yes. But, Mr. Speaker, to receive a report from the House, this is how many pages? This is over 200 pages, Mr. Speaker. And then you put it in the shelves. It's not right. I'm recommending that this committee should make a follow-up on this matter so that In the next 6 months again, we make a follow-up. Look at contributions to SACCO. I contribute to Bunge SACCO. I could as well take that money and enjoy lunch every day. But because I'm making a saving, Mr. Speaker, I have all the faith and trust that my money will never disappear from Bunge SACCO. But the case we have here, Mr. Speaker, money disappeared from Maziwa SACCO. That's somebody's salary, deducted by the SACCO, but then when you want your money, you're told the money is gone. I don't know, the company has been put into receivership. That is not the way we should treat our Kenyan workers. And I want to propose to the committee that instead of waiting for the ministry to make recommendations on what amendments we can propose to the relevant laws, this is something we can do as a committee. Let us make a proposal on amending the law. We bring it to this House, Mr. Speaker. It is passed, and then we can at least help the future workers who may find themselves in such a situation. I am also calling upon my good friend, Kotu, Secretary General of Kotu. He should also be proactive in protecting his workers, Mr. Speaker. Before this matter came to the House, for us senators to go through and make our recommendations, what has Kotu done? Nothing, Mr. Speaker. Today, lawyers all over the country, including myself, you can see evidence. We walked to the Supreme Court, Mr. Speaker, and we participated in an election presided over by IEBC to pick the next president of the Law Society of Kenya, who will serve us for 2 years, not for eternity, for 2 years, Mr. Speaker. I've made a proposal, Mr. Speaker, that we should also amend the law that governs elections for Kotu, Mr. Speaker, so that the workers of this country can also have the freedom to choose their leaders, including the Secretary General, through a secret ballot in an election, Mr. Speaker. I have no problem with my good friend, as Secretary General Atwoli, but let us be progressive. When some of us were elected as President of Law Society, we used to vote through the ballot. Senator Mungatana will tell you here. We used to post the ballot to the members vote, then they send it back. Some used to go to offices and collect. But now we are doing it in a very credible manner. We have polling stations. When I went to the Supreme Court, my polling station was polling station number 1. So that the workers can also elect people who can bring new ideas to the trade unions. So that this kind of suffering that we are seeing doesn't happen, you know. When I was in secondary school, Atwoli was in the trade union. I went to university, Atwoli was in the trade union. I became the chair of Law Society of Kenya. I dealt with Atwoli. When I was serving in anti-corruption in 2007 to 2011, Atwoli was serving with me. Today, I'm serving my second term as a senator. Atwoli is still the Secretary General of Kotu. We have had so many presidents of Law Society since the time I exited in 2007. Let us also give workers a chance to elect other people who can take care of the interests of workers. Did you see the salaries these people are earning, Mr. Speaker? We created the Salaries Remuneration Commission so that we can harmonize salaries of Kenyans. Today, and I have no problem, I'm saying congratulations to our MCAs. The president has recommended that their salaries be reviewed. It's a good thing. We want everybody to earn a good salary, to get a good pension, to get good car grant. But I'm asking Atwoli, these Kenyans, the ones we call hustler, how is his salary? What is Atwoli doing? Other than in an election, you hear him making declarations. Like last time he told us, there's a president who stood a chance of hanging himself because he was not going to win an election, though that was not true. But what is he doing, really, as a representative of workers to ensure that he improves the salary, working standards of workers? As people are getting this very good pension, what are the Kenyan workers getting in return, Mr. Speaker? A time has come, Mr. Speaker, for us as a House, Chairman Murgor, you are my chairman. That bill is before your committee. Let us fast track that bill. Let us stop this thing of people being locked in tomboya and then they endorse and say, so and so will be our Secretary General. Let us emulate what the lawyers have done today. We allow the workers of Kenya to also elect their Secretary General in a process that is as credible as what we have done today in the Law Society of Kenya. That is the spirit of the Constitution. Cast your vote, sacred ballot. It is presided over by IEBC, so that whoever wins has a full mandate of people from that sector. If it's the workers, if it's the lawyers, that is the way to go. These are cake thing of saying people gather in Kisumu and then they just make a declaration that we have again returned our our Secretary General for another term is not right. Finally, I also want to really thank the courts because, Mr. Speaker, this matter has been litigated in our courts of law from the High Court all the way to the Court of Appeal, Mr. Speaker. And the courts have ruled that these former employees should be paid. So even if the ministry concerned, I think the Ministry of Cooperatives, was to pay, they are already covered by the court decision, Chairman. So let's appeal to the Cabinet Secretary concerned to ensure that he pays these workers, because when I think of people who have served government, Mr. Speaker, for many years and you retire without a pension, it's a very painful thing. It's a very painful thing. You know, my own mother, Mr. Speaker, used to work for the Ministry of Health. She worked at a health center called Keroka Health Center for a long time. And I thought that my mom was working permanent and pensionable. Having served for close to 35 years, when she retired, I tried to follow her pension at Ministry of Health. I was told my mother was a casual worker, and she was very dejected. She went home with nothing, having served for all that. So I feel the pain of these Kenyans. I feel their pain. I remember how my mother felt, even up to today. She always looks back and says, I served this government, and the government never gave me any pension. She was under an honest belief that she was permanent and pensionable, but unfortunately she was serving as a casual worker with a full uniform as a nurse. But when she retired, she discovered that she was actually never confirmed into full-time employment. And I have another case of a chief from my county of Nyamira, who also retired, who actually resigned as a teacher, was employed as an assistant chief, promoted to full position of chief. When he retired, he was told, we never confirmed you into permanent and pensionable. We need to really treat our workers as well, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, so that when they retire in their years of old age, they have something that can put a smile in their faces. So I support this report that has been brought to the House by the Committee of Labor and Social Services, and thank you, Chairman, for the good work you are doing on behalf of the Kenyan workers, and I hope the people of West Pokot know that they made a right choice by electing you as their senator. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. I call upon the mover to reply, Senator Murgor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm very thankful to all the people that contributed to this motion. People contributed very positively and with concern for the people that worked for former KCC And as Senator Omogeni has said, this is a group of people that really delivered, especially at the time of former or the late Moi. And so this is the group of people that did that work. And therefore, I'm very thankful to those people that contributed. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 663, I request you to defer the putting of the question to a later date. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, since we don't have the numbers, we are going to defer the putting of the question and move to the next order. Clerk.
Order number 11, the Electronic Equipment Disposal, Recycling and Reuse Bill, Senate Bills number 5 of 2025, second reading. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 18th February 2026, afternoon sitting.
Since there's no interest to debate, Senator Perez Tobiko, you can move to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, as I reply, let me thank the members who contributed to this bill, Mr. Speaker. And I saw the passion and the interest, Mr. Speaker, of members in the passage of this bill. Mr. Speaker, my special gratitude to Senator Mungatana, who seconded the bill, and Mr. Speaker, moved very passionately and even added a lot more, to the contribution that I had made, Mr. Speaker. And when Senator Mungatana was talking, Mr. Speaker, he reminded us about the direction the world has gone in terms of AI, and talked about robots. I think he said he saw this in China or somewhere like that. And it reminded me, the other day I was in the US, Mr. Speaker, and I saw robots actually replacing doctors. They are now having AI doctors, to treat, diagnose the people, Mr. Speaker. And so, because of the world going digital, going AI, and electronic equipments are getting into the market in all forms, Mr. Speaker, it implies that we need to then get a way to manage what will be churned out, eventually, because everything has a lifespan, and these machines will not be operational forever, Mr. Speaker. As Mr. Speaker, I thank Senator Manso, who also contributed to the bill, Senator Gerard Gay, Mr. Speaker, Senator Wambua, Senator Thangwa, Senator Olekina, Senator Sigei. Mr. Speaker, these members did a lot of contributions. And I just wanted to say, when a bill is on the floor of the House, it becomes the property of the House, Mr. Speaker. And members can propose amendments. Members can, propose amendments for value addition to make it a better piece of legislation that will work for the country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and so I accept and welcome those members who feel they will want to move amendments on this bill. Mr. Speaker, they are most welcome. Mr. Speaker, but let me correct the notion of that I gathered from the debate yesterday, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Senator Wambua had said that we should be careful so that we don't pass a bill that will claw back on issues of devolution. And Mr. Speaker, let me clarify that the only thing the national government was going to do was in the besides the policy directions is the creation of the national plant, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, the rest of the systems, operations, collections was going to be done at the county, and the counties were going to do county-specific laws that will govern the whole thing of the e-waste management, Mr. Speaker. And so, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing that will be clawed back in terms of devolution, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also noted from the contribution of Senator Olekina when he said Mama Mboga will be expected to take her dead phone all the way to the collection center. That cannot be further from the truth, Mr. Speaker. What this bill anticipates is a situation like what is happening now in the general garbage collection, when you see in the streets people who are collecting plastics. You know, they are doing this for monetary gain. Even now for handsets, equipments, laptops, and all other machineries. Mr. Speaker, those who will be dealing with that business will actually come knocking at our doors to look for these equipments, the dead phones, the old laptops. They'll go to hospitals, they'll go to institutions to ask for, the machineries that are no longer in use. They'll come to the Senate, collect the equipments that were removed here the other day, Mr. Speaker. And so, no one will be expecting a Mama Mboga to take her dead phone to the collection center. It will be those who will be making money who will go seeking and looking for these equipments to take to the collection centers. I hope I have clarified for those members who had concerns, Mr. Speaker. But otherwise, Mr. Speaker, the contribution was very well noted, and I'm just, it is my sincere hope that logic will prevail in the National Assembly for them to see that this piece of legislation will work for both the devolved units and even at the national level, Mr. Speaker. And so, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I reply, pursuant to Standing Order 66(3), I request that you defer putting of the question to a later date, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. The putting of the question and division is hereby deferred, and we shall move to the next order, Clerk.
Order number 12, motion, consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Titus Njoroge concerning his dismissal by the African Inland Church, AIC of Kenya, and non-payment of arrears owed to him.
Chairperson, Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The motion to adopt the report on a petition by Mr. Titus Njoroge concerning the dismissal and non-payment of arrears by the African Inland Church, AIC. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the motion that the Senate adopts the report on of the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Titus Njoroge concerning the dismissal and non-payment of arrears by African Inland Church, AIC, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th November 2025. The issue raised in the petition by Mr. Titus Njoroge were contractual dispute whereby the petitioner claimed to have been in the employment of African Inland Church on permanent and pensionable terms. However, he did not receive his salary and benefits for the period of October 2024 to April 2025, despite performing his duties. The petitioner submitted that the AIC management informed him that his employment contract was for a term of 2 years and terminated him without following due process. Mr. Speaker, sir, the petitioner stated that he was never given any notice nor termination letter, and he therefore prayed that the Senate make an order for compensation of salary arrears and allowances to be paid in full, and calculate the amount to be paid after salary review, and secondly, make any other recommendation necessary in the circumstances. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee held a parliamentary meeting on Tuesday, 22 July 2025, to deliberate on the issues raised and the documentation submitted, and established that the petitioner had already filed a complaint on 25th March 2025 with the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection, State Department for Labour and Skilled Development in Murang'a. The committee then resolved that the arbitration process through the AIC internal dispute resolution structure continue under the supervision of the Labour Inspector in Murang'a County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee has been monitoring and following up on the process, and is pleased to report that the matter has now been resolved amicably, with the petitioner having been reinstated in his workplace and a process towards the payment of his arrears formalized. This has been confirmed by the labor inspector, and the committee therefore wishes to report that the matter has been settled and closed. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee extends its appreciation to parties who volunteered to submissions and the contributions to the resolution of this matter. I also wish to express my appreciation to my fellow senators for their contribution to this matter. The committee thanks the Office of the Speaker of the Senate and Clerk of the Senate for support and extended to committee in the execution of this matter. And so I'm very grateful, and therefore I beg to move. And I ask Senator Mungatana to support.
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion moved by Honorable Murgor, the Chair for Labor and Social Welfare Standing Committee. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate Senator Murgor and the committee for taking their time to listen to Mr. Titus Joroge, who brought in a petition on his rights. And Mr. Speaker, because of approaching the Labor Committee, this matter was quickly resolved and he was able to get what is rightfully his. Mr. Speaker, this speaks to the weight and gravity and the respect that this House bears when citizens in this republic suffer from different injustices, when even institutions fail to give the citizens what they desire, then, Mr. Speaker, the Senate of the Republic of Kenya will stand with the citizens of this republic, and their rights will be affirmed like they did for Mr. Joroge in his petition to the Senate. Mr. Speaker, what more can I say but to also congratulate the African Inland Church, which was involved in this matter because Mr. Titus Joroge had come to make a complaint against the church on account of issues relating to the labor contract that existed between himself and the church. Mr. Speaker, that church is where I was brought up, and that church is where I went to Sunday school. Mr. Speaker, the church of AIC in Ngao, which is the biggest AIC church in Tana River County, that is where I received my baptismal certificate, Mr. Speaker. And I'm very proud to say that our church actually went out of its way and settled this matter without much ado. This speaks, Mr. Speaker, to the kind of leadership that exists in the African Inland Church. It started many years ago, Mr. Speaker, in 1895 as the African Inland Mission. It was started by a Scottish-American missionary whose name was Peter Scott. When we were growing up, my father, who was an elder in the church, although he had his own work he was doing, he was an elder in the church, always used to talk about the Scott Bible College in Machakos. I didn't know why they venerated Mr. Peter Scott, just to learn that Peter Scott was the Scottish-American missionary who came established this mission as a Protestant church, and it has grown to be one of the biggest. And Mr. Speaker, during the days of President Moi, this was one church where he continuously attended. And this church continues to add a lot to the Kenyan society. The very famous Kijabe Mission Hospital belongs to this church, and it has assisted many, many people. And Mr. Speaker, many people have gotten extremely good service at Kijabe Mission Hospital at a very reasonable price. So I want to thank this church for the work they have done and continue to do. We hope they will continue in that same spirit. In the event that there are disputes, then they will be able to resolve them in the manner this one has done. And Mr. Speaker, we appeal to all Kenyans of goodwill. Whenever you have disputes, please try and resolve them where you can. And but if the things become difficult, you have your Senate in the Republic of Kenya to stand with you, as we did for this case. I want to thank the chair and his committee for the work they have done. What more can we say but to congratulate them, as I beg to second. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Peris-Topiko. There being no senators interested to debate, Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Titus Njoroge concerning his dismissal by the African Inland Church, AIC of Kenya, and non-payment of arrears owed to him, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th November 2025. I call upon the mover to reply.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to reply.
Chairperson, Labour Committee, could you put a request to defer the putting of the question and the voting on this matter?
Mr. Speaker, I pursuant to Standing Order 663, I request that you defer putting of the question to a later date.
Thank you. It is so deferred. Next order.
Order number 13, motion, consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by Ms. Beatrice Likwop concerning people living with invisible disability.
The Chair, Labour.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The motion to adopt the report on Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on petition by Ms. Beatrice Liquop concerning people living with invisible disability. Madam Speaker, I beg to move the motion that the Senate adopts the report on Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on petition to Senate by Ms. Beatrice Liquop concerning people living with invisible disability laid on the table of the Senate Tuesday, 2nd December 2025. Madam Speaker, a petition was submitted to the Senate through the clerk by Ms. Beatrice Liquop on behalf of individuals living with invisible disabilities. It was read to the Senate by Speaker on Wednesday, 2nd October 2024, and subsequently referred to the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare for consideration in accordance with the standing orders. The petition raised concerns that the petition raised concerns that a person living with invisible disabilities were insufficiently recognized and included in government policies and programs at both national and county levels. It further alleged that policies and administrative practices within the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection and the National Council of Persons Living with Disabilities create barriers to accessing essential life-saving treatment and medication, while specialized diagnostic services such as EEG and ECG were largely invisible or unaffordable at the grassroots level. The petition also contended the existing programs targeting at persons living disabilities were inadequate, and for those invisible disabilities and corruption in allocation of benefits, funding, and employment opportunities within relevant public bodies and partner organizations, including the Red Cross, the World Vision, disproportionately disadvantage this group. The petitioner therefore prayed that the Senate intervenes and urges the government to formally recognize and integrate the persons living with invisible disabilities in policies and administrative frameworks, and ensure the consistent availability of essential medicines, specialized treatment, and qualified persons in referral health facilities. Madam Speaker, the committee held several sittings with relevant stakeholders on various dates and received submissions on the petition. From these engagements, the committee observed that although Kenya's legislative and policy framework recognized invisible disabilities, including through Persons with Disabilities Act 2025, which mandates the promotion of awareness and rights of persons living disabilities. There remains a significant implementation gap. In particular, there is a lack of disregarded data on invisible disabilities, which hampers effective planning and resource allocation, little public awareness to address persistent misconceptions and misclassification of invisible disabilities, and the absence of concrete action plans, measurable targets, and time-bound frameworks from the stakeholders, notably the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, the Ministry of Health, and the county governments, to address the concerns raised. The committee is therefore commending that the national and the county government fully implement the Persons with Disability Act 2025 within the 6 months, and that as the Act adequately addresses the concerns raised in the petition. In further comments, that the National Council for Persons with Disabilities within 3 months and develop guidelines for classification, registration, and support of persons living with invisible disabilities, and report back to the committee. In addition, the committee advised that the National Council of Persons with Disabilities collaborate with relevant government agencies established within 3 months, and robust the monitoring and evaluation framework to track the implementation of the Act, with particular focus on individuals' disabilities, and submit annual progress report to the committee. The committee also urges the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, the Ministry of Health, the county government, and immediate launch targeting public education and campaigns at the national and the county levels to raise awareness of invisible disabilities and rights guaranteed under the law. Finally, the committee recommends that the Ministry of Health, in a partnership with the county governments, develop and implement within 3 months a phased plan to expand access essential services to grassroots levels. Madam Speaker, the committee thanks the offices of the Speaker and Senate Clerk of the Senate, and for the support extended to the committee to execution of the mandate. The committee further extends its appreciation to the stakeholders who availed themselves of the meetings, and notably the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection and Ministry of Health, and Council of Governors, and further the petitioner, Mrs. Beatrice Likuop, on behalf of persons living with invisible disabilities. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and so I beg to move.
Who is seconding that motion?
May I ask Senator Mungatana to also second this?
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Madam
Mungatana,
Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to second the motion by the Honorable Chairman Murgo. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I want to start by congratulating Honorable Murgo in the very able manner in which he has chaired this committee and the way they handled the report and all the stakeholders, and in the manner in which he has tabled this motion and moved it. I thank him for the work they have done. Madam Speaker, what Honorable Senator Murgor and his committee have raised is a very serious matter affecting many Kenyans. There are disabilities that we can see when we look at them. You can see them, but there are invisible disabilities. People are looking fine, but they are not fine. And what this motion is seeking is a recognition that there are disabilities that are invisible, and that within the whole community of disabilities, even within the Persons Living with Disabilities Act, there is a need to disaggregate and to make it clear that there are those who you cannot visibly recognize their disabilities. Madam Speaker, what this committee is dealing with is a real practical thing. There was a police officer, Madam Speaker, who was discharged from the services because he ran away. He ran away after witnessing that all his friends in the forces, in the force, police force, where they were coming from, they were killed by bandits, Madam Speaker. And this man just ran away and went home and never came back. And Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, in that particular TV clip, they showed him carrying stones. And he was being questioned, why are you here? He said, I'm a qualified police officer. But 3 years ago, I saw something like death staring at me and I ran away. And they told him, can you take some salutes and run, can you march? And he did march. Madam Speaker, that is not an officer who should have been fired. That is an officer who ought to have been rehabilitated. Madam Speaker, when you look at him, he looked fine. He was just going with his normal business, carrying stones from here to another place. But I thank God that they managed to find him, and he was better off, and the force said they would take him to rehabilitation, and they will give him back his job. And this is something I want to congratulate Inspector General Kanja, because it happened recently. It is not something that is theoretical. So, Madam Speaker, what the Senate committee is dealing with is a reality. There are people, Madam Speaker, who are suffering from autism. When you meet an autistic person, you would not know that is an autistic person. But, Madam Speaker, they are carrying an invisible disability. There are those, Madam Speaker, who suffer from attention deficit hypertension disorder. These are people, if you look at them, they look okay, but they are not okay. There are those who suffer from epilepsy. There are those who suffer from dyslexia. They have a slow learning capacity. When they are taken to school, they are, you know, discriminated upon. They are treated differently as if they are not proper school children. Some of them have even been told by their own teachers that you will never amount to anything. And yet they are suffering from slow learning capacity. Madam Speaker, it has taken ages to be able to actually identify these conditions and be able to deal with them. And it is good that we are going to the next stage, because what the petitioner brought before the Senate is to ask that these non-visible or invisible disabilities be recognized properly, be given their space. The petitioner is saying that, you know, we are not being given our space, even when it comes to allocation of resources. They are not being given, Madam Speaker, what belongs to them. And Madam Speaker, these things can happen to anybody, the best of us. Madam Speaker, in this House of Parliament, many years ago, we had one of our friends and a member serving in the House who was attacked by bandits. And Madam Speaker, when we came back after a long struggle with sickness, that honorable member, I don't want to mention his name, but he became completely unable to walk. So he used to approach the chamber using a wheelchair, and a very famous member, Madam Speaker. So it can happen to any person. Madam Speaker, people have suffered depression. You cannot see, you cannot understand what is happening, and you can't see when someone is undergoing depression. Madam Speaker, some people suffer from bipolar. Right now they are laughing, in a few minutes they are not okay. And Madam Speaker, our own askaris, those who have come from the war zones, they have suffered post-traumatic disorders, because when they come back, Madam Speaker, the stress that they underwent when they were out in the field is affecting them. It affects their families, affects how they behave. But when they are in our matatus, they are in the Uber, they are walking in the vehicles, they are on borders, you cannot know that this person is not well. Any of us here, Madam Speaker, can suffer hearing loss. And Madam Speaker, we don't have a specific way of treating these people, even under the current Persons with Disability Act provisions. So, Madam Speaker, I want to congratulate the committee for taking their time to listen. And I would urge them that there are good grounds for them to introduce some amendments to the Persons Living with Disabilities Act. This act, Madam Speaker, that was passed in 2025, there is still space for amendment. And now that this motion is going to pass in this House, it may be time for the chairman and this committee to consider bringing amendments to this act, so that those who are living with disabilities that are invisible can also benefit from resources that are located by virtue of the Persons with Disability Act 2025. Madam Speaker, with all those many remarks, I wish to thank the chairman, and I beg to second. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by Ms. Beatrice Liquop concerning people living with an invisible disability, laid on the table of the Senate Tuesday, 2nd December 2025. Honorable Senators, I don't see any interest. I now call upon the mover to reply.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. First, let me thank my colleague, Senator Mungatana, for seconding this motion. And I thank him very much because he has highlighted this situation in to some of us, we really do not know and recognize this situation as being a problem because, like he said, some of the people act very normal and you can never tell that they are really suffering, but they are there and there are many. And therefore, this bill seeks to recognize those people so that they can get adequate services in wherever they are, around maybe health facilities and so on. And so I'm very grateful to Senator Mungatana. And therefore, I beg to move and ask, I beg to reply. And therefore, Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 663, I request you to defer putting of the question to this to later date. Thank you.
Thank you. The putting of the question is so deferred. Honorable Senators, I wish to defer the business on order number 14, number 15, number 16, all the way to 22, because we don't have the quorum for the committee of the whole. We also don't have the necessary quorum to transact. Orders number 23 to 30. We don't have the movers present to actually move the orders number 23 to 30. Honorable Senators, there being no other business, on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until Tuesday, 24th February 2026 at 2:30 p.m.